So,
Yeah, start the recording just so we have it too.
okay, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Emily. And welcome, everyone. Welcome, Park. Glad to have you with us. Today, we are joining together for our Coach Echo Wellbeing Focus live event. And we are honored to have Emily Roberts with us. Emily is a PCC level coach who focuses on all things well-being. And Emily's practice includes energetics, acupressure, and all things moving you from where you are and you want to be, both energetically, somatically, as well as our regular coaching modalities. So Emily currently has a private practice and also has a internal corporate coach job. So with that, Emily, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thanks, Katie. And I am so happy to be here with all of you on this first lunar day of our new year, right? This is the beginning of our year. So I felt like this seemed very appropriate to be taking time out of our busy days for our well-being. Because when our careers are so focused on helping others, no matter what it is that we're doing out there in the world, it's often challenging to find time for ourselves to reflect in and just to take that breath. I see that very often with the coaches, with healthcare professionals, and all the individuals that I get to partner with. So I'm glad that you're here. And I know it's also true for myself. So this is time for all of us to take that pause and to really connect inward. But before we jump in, I'd like to do just a connection word. What is one of your, and you can pop it in the chat, um, in a word or two, what is one of your greatest motivators for reducing stress or tension in your life? What is one of your greatest motivators for reducing stress or tension? For me, it's presence. So I can be present. Yeah, Shanaz, to be present. Better sleep. Yes, yes. To live a long life. I love that. Yeah. Be kind. Yeah, because when we're stressed, ooh, I know when I'm stressed, I get a little bit bitey and I'm not too not too kind. So I love that. So it's always a good anchor. It's a good anchor to remember, why do I want to reduce stress? I want to feel um, healthier. I want to be present. I want to sleep well. I want to be kind. It's just reconnecting to that anchor. So today, like I said, we're going to be focusing on you and your well-being. And that's that invitation to look inward. Normally, we're looking outward to everyone we serve, but we're going to be coming inward. We're going to identify your typical stress level, and then we're going to learn a little bit about acupressure and experiment with it as a way to release stress. It's going to be interactive, and I'm going to ask you to play along. I don't have any slides to share because we're going to be doing a Simon Says process with the protocol today. I will have handouts that you can have and you can access later to be like, what point did she talk about? You'll have that later to play with. So, as Katie mentioned, I'm a PCC coach. I graduated from the UW Madison Professional Coaching Program, which is great. I've done some other certifications since then. And really, my passion is helping people to connect back into who they are, to release out those symptoms of stress and burnout, because I went through burnout a number of times when I was in the corporate world, and it led me to the work that I do today, right? So it's now my passion to help other people on that journey, because when we can release all that stress, we can be like, oh, this is who I want to be in the world, and we really get to shine brighter. So welcome, welcome. And I invite everyone to take a nice deep letting go breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and exhaling. Do that one more time. Nice deep breath in and out. Awesome. So I want you to think about for a moment, what creates stress for you in life? We can do this popcorn style. You can say something or you can pop it in the chat, which is fine too. But what creates stress for you in life? What takes you out of your center?
Emily, I was going to say sometimes that's just uncertainty, sort of
Yeah,
the surprise curveball.
thank you, Shanaz. Yeah, uncertainty. Emily, yes, teenagers. Worrying about my 20-something kid. Yes, yeah, kids, choices, hmm choice points, elder parents. Yeah, deadlines, unrealistic expectations, right? All of these things. So, typical stresses that I hear from people, just like what you're sharing, it's work. Sometimes it's money. Yeah, tough job market. The work, money, not having enough of it. Parenting, whether they're little or they're older, that goes along. Not having enough time. Our relationships. We know the buttons to push on the ones that we love, and they know our buttons. Um, Weather, politics, all of the things, supporting clients, right? That can feel heavy at times. Now I want you to think, so we're normal, so we're getting an A+ in humanness, right? Like everybody has stress, expectations, yes, all of these. So now I want you to think of and think of it on a scale from 0 to 10, your typical daily stress level. So 0 being no stress at all, right? 10, your hair's on fire. And this is on average. So, on average, where do you hang out? We all have a set point that we're actually comfortable for stress and a set point that we're comfortable for happiness, interestingly enough. But where would your average stress level be? Do you normally hang out at a 7? Are you at a 4? So, on average, some days are going to be higher or lower, but what's on average? And you can go ahead and pop that number in the chat if you're open to that. What is your typical stress level? Or just think about it, right? Just really think about that. Yeah. 6, 5 to 6, 5 to 6. Yeah. 6 or 7, 6. Oftentimes you're like, off the chart, 13. Like I'm over it. Yeah, 6 or 7. So we really, yeah. So it's really varying. Sometimes, right, your stress is going to vary throughout the day with the way we are in the morning versus the way we are in the evening. Your stress level might be higher because I just asked you to self-identify here in the group, like, oh, do I want to share how stressed I am? That can create stress for us. Stress is going to be in our lives all the time. Some people like more stress, some people like less stress. We all have a different relationship with it. But the main question that I want you to think about is the level that your stress is at, is it helping you or is it holding you back from enjoying life fully, from sleeping, from being present, from being kind? Is it really impacting your ability to be fully there in life? Because that is a choice point. Because typically we wake up in the morning, the alarm goes off, and we fly, and here we go. We start our day. But if we think about, hey, what level do I want my stress to be at today? It's going to be there. If it's been at a 6 or 7, do I want to drop it down to a 5? Do I want to drop it down to a 4? And that gives you a place of empowerment, a place of choice to do different things. Maybe acupressure, which we're going to learn about today. Maybe it's taking a breath. Maybe it's actually taking a break and going to the bathroom during the day. Maybe it's eating lunch away from your desk, doing things like that. So, whatever that is, right, we can reduce it down a few points. Because as coaches, we know that there isn't a magic switch to flip to stop the stress entirely, but there's ways to reduce it, even though we want that switch, right? How many times have clients or we, I mean, I look for it all the time, it's not there, but we can turn down the volume, so to say. And we have these beautiful magic buttons on our body that can help us. And that takes us into the conversation of acupressure and what it is. So, acupressure is over 5,000 years old. It's very similar in nature to acupuncture, but we are not using needles. We are using our fingertips really to access the acupoints or the pressure points on our body. And what we're doing when we're holding these pressure points on the body, we're stimulating and we're encouraging the natural healing ability of your body. So we're priming the pump, we're tapping into it. Acupressure has its roots in traditional Chinese medicine. And the goal of acupressure is to encourage the movement of qi, your life energy, through the 14 different meridians inside the body. And when we have a constant flow of this energy, you're in good health. When it's blocked because of life stressors, may they be physical, mental, emotional, we're prone to health issues. And blockages happen. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just living a human life. And so we get to hold these points to help clear out the gunk. Think of a river, right? Think of a flowing river. And in the river, there's the curves, right? Where there's a bend in the river. A lot of times sticks and logs get stuck in that bend. Well, what we're doing, we have these pressure points, and those pressure points are in those nooks and crannies of the river and where those bends. So in the nooks and cranny of our bones, of our bone structure. So we're holding a point to kind of clear out those blockage areas. So when we hold the points, we're unblocking and we're freeing up the energy. And I'll even call it an electrical flow in the channel, in that meridian. And in the practice that I do, because there's different forms of acupressure, but the acupressure that I do, we hold 2 points at a time. So we're holding a point, and we're connecting this electrical circuit. And a fun little way to show this visually is, has anybody ever played with a UFO ball before? I don't know if you've ever heard of these before. So it's called a UFO ball. And you'll notice there's 2 little metal points on that ball, if you can see that. So if I hold one side, it doesn't do anything. If I hold the other side, it connects the circuit and there's a little sound to it. I don't know if you can, it sounds kind of spooky, scary, but basically I'm holding a point and I'm holding a point and I'm connecting that circuit. This is the energy that we're working with. This is the energy of our bodies. If we were all together in a room, what I would do is I'd have a few of us stand up in a circle and we would hold hands. And let's say Katie would be on one side and I would be on one side and Katie would be holding hands with a few others. I would have my finger on this side. And when we're all holding hands, I'll have Katie press her finger here and it would activate. And let's say Lisa and Kimberly, they release their hands. It would turn off because that energy is flowing through all of us. And that's, for our analytical type A brains, this is a fun way to see what are we working with. This is the energy of the body that we are playing with. So you can search it on Amazon, UFO energy ball. It's a fun thing to play with. So that's the energy. We're holding these pressure points on our body to activate it and clear out. There's lots of things, there's the acupressure mats, there's nausea bands. That's what we're doing. We're working with this. What makes acupressure so effective is that it's been around for over 5,000 years. It's time tested. It's used in hospitals and clinics and schools. It's accessible. It's convenient. And it's simple. It's safe. It's effective. It's very gentle. There is if you look up Otzi, O-T-Z-I, Otzi the Iceman. He was found in the Austrian Alps many, many years ago, but there was tattoos on this gentleman's body. And those tattoos corresponded with the pressure points that would heal his body for ailments that all these practitioners came together. So it's really cool. Like he was frozen in the Alps. They found him, thousands of years old. Really cool thing. I mean, it's kind of gross when you look at it, but he had some really cool pressure points that validates, right? This is not just a new thing. So, all right, let's get into it. So we're going to go through a process. This acupressure process was created by Soul Lightning International, and they created it actually after 9/11 to release the trauma, the shock, and the stress from the bodies of the first responders. A lot of the faculty of the organization of Soul Lightning lived in New York City, and they wanted to help the first responders. So they're like, we need to put together something that's easy, accessible, and we can take down to the first responder tents. So this is how this protocol that I'm going to teach you came about. So it's something that we can do to ourselves. It's something that we can administer to other individuals. I'm a trainer of this, and I'm excited that I get to share it with you. So, yeah, we're going to hold the pressure points. I'm just seeing, because I can totally tangent down here in my little notes. It's a way to release, when we hold these pressure points, it's a way to release the physical, the mental, and emotional symptoms. We're basically healing from the inside out, which I like to look at it that way. I'm going to walk you through this process in a Simon Says manner. I'm going to show you the points on my body. I'm going to invite you to follow along and find them on yourself in whatever way is comfortable. When I share the point, once you find it and you're holding it, I'm going to then share the reflective messages. There's a mantra or a reflective message that goes along with each point, because these points aren't just physical in nature, but there's things energetically that we're also working with. So it's kind of a beautiful little journey that we're going to go on with this. I do want to acknowledge that while you're learning and you're experiencing, I recommend maybe go back in and watch this later, because our brain is going to be thinking and we're going to be holding the point. So it'll be relaxing, but once you get through it one time, this will be a beautiful thing that you can do. I will also have handouts that you can access later, because you don't need to get, what is she doing on the paper? Just follow along with me, Simon Says. So there will be handouts that you can take a look at after. A couple of pointers before we start pressing the points. When you press the pressure points on your body, I don't want you pressing too hard. You're going to press in till you feel the body pushing back and then release up a little bit, right? So no bruising, right? We don't need to do any bruising or digging in. We're just going to press in, feel the body pushing back, and release a little bit. If you like firmer pressure, that's okay. You can press a little bit firmer, but it's not necessary. Also, have a little bit of a curve, right? Have a little bit of a curve. We don't want to be sticking straight in, but do a little bit of a curve, because again, we're going into those nooks and crannies. So we're curving into the pressure point. So like a little smile, so to say. I'm going to show you the points. We'll follow along. We'll hold each point for maybe 30 seconds to a minute once we find it. And just notice what's coming up for you. Notice what you, yes, we will share the recording, Wafa. It'll be on the Coach Echo site. So just notice what's happening. And yeah, any questions before I dive in from here that I can help answer? Okay. So before we begin, I just invite you to do a mini check-in with yourself, taking a nice deep breath in. And notice how you're feeling physically in your body. Or is there any tension points? Noticing if there's any emotions present. Noticing your thoughts. Is your mind busy? Is it focused? Just no judgment, just noticing what's here. And then we'll check in again after. Beautiful. So here we go. We're going to begin. And this first one, it's a curved leg stretch. So you can do this either sitting in your chair. What you would do is you'd move to the edge of the chair, put your feet out, flex your toes, and you would reach down to your toes. Or if you're standing, so I'm going to be kind of going up and down. I'm going to bring my table up a little bit. Or if you stand, you would simply stand and you would bend fully over, and you would just drop down your head. So you're just going to do a curved leg stretch, because what we're doing is we're opening up our back. So whether you're sitting or you're standing, so you're just going to gently bend over, reach to your toes, and you're going to come fully present to this moment. That's our affirmation here. You're coming fully present to the moment. Taking a breath in and out. Exhaling, come fully present to this moment. We're just bending, we're stretching our bladder meridian that goes along our back. One more nice breath in and out. And then slowly release out of that position. So slowly sitting back up, standing back up. And then the next one is the middle of your back. So I'm going to stay standing here for just a second. So the middle of your back, you would come to your waist, so your waist level, and you'll find your spine, right? So your fingers are in the spine, and you're going to come out on either side of your back. So you can have your fingers like this, into your spine. You can make a fist and have your knuckles, and you're going to just press in. So we're on either side of the spine in that meaty area. Or if you have like little stress balls, you can put them in a sock and you can press them behind you, and you can lean back on that. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the middle of your back and just kind of rest back. And as you do so, just take that breath and rest back and allow yourself to be supported. Taking that breath in and out. Rest back and allow yourself to be supported. All right, we became fully present to this moment and we're resting back. We're holding either side of the spine. Breathing in and out. Yeah, rest back and allow yourself to be supported. And just notice what's here as you think of being supported. Resting back and allowing that support in. One more breath. And then gently releasing. And then the next point that we're going to hold is behind the knees. So if you're sitting down, I'm going to stand up, but you can stay sitting down. You're going to reach behind your knees, like your knee crease, so to say. Like we have an armpit, but it's your knee pit. So behind your knees in that crease, the middle point of your knee. And usually it's my middle fingers that will kind of go right into the center of it. So we want the center of your knee. So you're reaching behind and you're holding that knee. And again, we're curving in, we're pressing up. Sometimes this can be tender. So just we're grabbing behind our knee and that little knee pit, and we're pressing up in the center of it. And as we hold this point, you're allowing yourself to soften and relax. So taking that breath in and out, allow yourself to soften and relax. Again, just a gentle pressure. We don't have to squeeze too hard. This point is also really good for if you have a low back pain, if you have back tension. It's actually called the back drain point. So this is a great way to drain out all of that emotional baggage, all of that emotional historical gunk that goes in our lower back. So allow yourself to soften and relax here at this point. Holding. One more breath in and out. And then releasing out of that position. And we're going to go to the top of the shoulders. And so this one, where the point is basically it's where the neck and the shoulders meet. So right at the top of our shoulders. So right on that top of our shoulders area. Sometimes you'll be a knot there. It's where we intuitively just grab when we have a tension headache or our shoulders are sore. So you can hold the points like this or crisscross. I kind of like the crisscross because it feels like a little hug that we're giving ourselves. So we're just, and here I usually use a couple fingers. So I'm just kind of pressing in to the top of the shoulders. So very top of the shoulders on either side of your shoulder and neck, right where your neck and your shoulders meet, up on top there. And as we're holding this point, we say, for now, there is nothing that you need to carry or make decisions about. Taking that breath in and out. For now, there is nothing that you need to carry or make decisions about. This point is also called excess baggage, right? This is where we hold all of our baggage. So we're putting down the excess baggage that we've been carrying around. And yeah, where the neck and the shoulder meets, right on the top there, kind of curving in. For now, there is nothing that you need to carry or make decisions about. All right, we came present. We're allowing ourselves to receive support, to soften and relax, and now we're putting down what's no longer needed. All right, nothing that we need to carry or make a decision about in this moment. One more breath in and out. Letting go. It's one of my favorite ones. I could stay there forever, but we will move on. The next one is called the shoulder to elbow crease. So when you look at it, you'll see the point like shoulder to elbow crease. So what you're going to do is we're going to do one side, then the other side. So we're not lopsided. But I'm going to bring this down a little bit. You're going to take your right hand and let's put it on the top of your left shoulder. So right hand to your left shoulder, and you're just going to squeeze down. You can either swipe or just squeeze. Give yourself a little bit of squeezing, a little bit of loving, and we're going to pause at the elbow crease. So your elbow is going to go on your hand, the center of your hand, and you're going to wrap your fingers around the outside of your elbow. And again, we're kind of dipping into that point where we feel the bone structure of our elbow, and we're kind of dipping in there. So we're taking our finger and we're dipping into that point, right where the elbow flexes. This is an immune point. So if you are not feeling well or you're starting to feel a cold come on, you can hold both points. Anybody remember I Dream of Jeannie, right? Like I always think of her when I hold these points, but we can, yeah, hold these points, but we're just doing one side at a time. So we'll just pause here, giving our immune system a little boost. And then we're going to continue down. We're going to give our arm a little bit of squeeze over the fingertips. And what we're going to do here is we're going to give each finger a squeeze. So we're going to squeeze the finger, and then we're going to walk on either side, we're just going to like walk our fingers and then squeeze at the end of the nail bed. So squeezing the finger and then walking. We're just giving each finger a little bit of love here. What's great about this is our meridians begin and end on our extremities. So we are giving ourselves a full tune-up of all the different meridians right now. So we just squeeze and then we walk on either side. And when we're doing this, we're releasing what is no longer useful to you. Releasing what is no longer useful. So stretch, just kind of shaking out the left. And now let's go to the right side. So you're going to take your left hand to your right shoulder. And we're just going to squeeze down. And do a couple squeezes. And we're going to pause at that elbow crease. Pausing at the elbow crease. Yep. Emily, I can see where your hand is. That's fantastic. Kimberly, same thing. Yeah, you guys have it now in the right spot. So just a breath or two here. And Wi-Fi, yeah, you're kind of at the, yep, thank you. Taking another breath, and then we're going to go down our arm, over the fingers. And while we do this intentionally, releasing what is no longer useful. Right? We're releasing what is no longer useful to you. And just noticing if anything pops up. We don't even have to know what it is, just intentionally letting it go. Okay, we're letting it go as we step into this new year, right? The lunar new year. We're letting go of what's no longer needed. All right. So the next one, I think I say everyone's my favorite, but this one's actually a really good one too. So we're going to do a neck stretch and a brow sweep. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands, your palms are going to be facing you, and you're going to reach your fingers up and place them on the back of your neck. So you're just going to be taking your fingers, putting them at the top of your shoulders, back of your neck, and kind of rest your head back in your hands. And what you're going to do is you're going to rest there for a second. You're going to take a breath in. And on the exhale, you're going to bring your fingertips and you're going to go up your neck, right? We're going to feel the neck, and then your fingers are going to spread out over your head and kind of get your hair all nice and messy and go over the top of your head. So we're getting all these pressure points here in our head. And then the brow sweep is we're going to come across A couple. And yeah, so we're just kind of sweeping away the cobwebs, sweeping away the cobwebs. So we'll do that one again. So pop my earbuds out there. So we'll take our fingers, holding at the base of our neck, top of our shoulders, base of our neck, kind of press back there. Take that nice breath in, and on the exhale, you're bringing your fingertips up the back of your neck and then spreading your fingers over your head, getting all those pressure points on your skull, and then hands through the hair, and then just kind of swiping away on our brow. And as we do this one, you're connecting with your own highest wisdom. You're connecting with your own highest wisdom. Does everybody have that one, or should we do that one more time? Because it always feels so good. All right, so we're connecting, right? We're connecting with our own highest wisdom. We're swiping away, right? The cobwebs, and we're really connecting in. So how's everybody feeling just in your body? We're like halfway through. We're just like, we're at 0.6. Are we doing okay? Yeah, good. All right. So as we connected with our own highest wisdom, now we're going to go to the top of the chest. So this one is under your collarbone. So you're going to find your collarbone, the midpoint of your collarbone, and then you're going to drop underneath. So you're going to drop underneath the point of your collarbone. Usually there's like a little indent there. So you're going to find your collarbone, midway point to the collarbone, drop under the bone. So you can hold the points like this, or you can hold them like this. But usually there's like a little, if you kind of shrug your shoulders, there's a little bit of a natural indent, a little hole there. That's where we're holding. And again, we're curving in. And as we're holding these points, with every breath, allow yourself to be more calm, centered, and whole. With every breath, allow yourself to be more calm, centered, and whole. These points are fantastic because if you're feeling anxious, if there's any anxiety, this opens the lungs and it slows your heart rate. So we're opening up the lungs, we're slowing your heart rate. With every breath, allow yourself to be more calm, centered, and whole. Taking some nice slow breaths here. All right, we've come present. We've allowed ourselves support. We've rested back. We've connected to our highest wisdom. And we're coming to our center. And we're coming to the center of our being here. One more breath in and out. Beautiful work, everyone. Good. So now we're moving on to our 0.8. And again, there's 16 total. A couple of them are repeated, but now 0.8. This one, there's a couple different ways we're going to go about this. It's called the armpit and wrist crease. Very fancy name, armpit and wrist. But what we're going to do, I'm going to have you take your right thumb. So take your right thumb. You're going to put it in your left armpit. I know it sounds weird, so follow along with me. Right thumb into your left armpit, kind of the center of your armpit. And then you're going to take your pinky and you're going to place it on your wrist crease. I know. So you're going to, your thumb is in your armpit. You're bringing your wrist down to the pinky like that. And it's right where it's the point that we're holding is right here. It's right at our wrist crease. So your pinky is going to be holding that point there. And then your thumb is up in your armpit. If that is hard to do, you can just put both hands up in your armpits. Saturday Night Live here. You can put both arms up in here, and then you can do that because we're going to do one side and then the other side. So your thumb is up in your armpit. Your pinky is right underneath your wrist crease. I know this one's much easier to do in person, but you guys are getting it. I'm seeing it looks like you're getting it here. And this actually it looks funny, but we're working with our heart meridian. So this is really an important one that we're holding. Yeah, Wafa, you got it perfect there. I love it. Katie, yep, you got it there too. Lisa, I see yours. Kimberly, you too. Yeah, Emily. So as we're holding this one, may your heart guide you in all ways. Right? Oof, I always love that one. May your heart guide you in all ways. Yeah. Yeah, your pinky is right underneath the pinky of your other hand. Beautiful. May your heart guide you in all ways. Now let's switch sides because we don't want to be lopsided. So we're going to take the thumb and put it in the opposite armpit up in the center there. And then taking that pinky to the wrist crease. Yep. Martha, you got it. Katie, you got it. Yep. Kimberly, Emily, yeah. Beautiful. And again, taking those. Yeah, Michael, yep, you have it there. Beautiful. Yeah. So may your heart guide you in all ways. Yeah, remember, we're connecting the circuits. We're holding these 2 points. So we're clearing out any of that energy, any of the blockages that our heart wants to send. Any of those blockages that the heart, the messages wants to send out through our meridians. So just breathing here. 2 more cycles of breath. May your heart guide you in all ways. Awesome. And then we're going to come to your center of your chest. So with this one, you can put one hand over the other in just the center of your chest, or you can bring your fingertips together like this and just hold the center of your chest, whichever feels good to you. And as we hold this point here, may you be kind to yourself and others. May you be kind to yourself and others. Right, so this is where we just kind of notice what loving words can we bring to ourselves. As coaches and people, as humans in the world, we're kind and loving to all those around us, but really bring in that kindness here to you in this moment. May you be kind to yourself and others as we are moving forward in life, as we're moving forward in this new year. May you be kind to yourself and others. Noticing your heartbeat, just kind of being here. Another breath. All right. Now we're going to move on to the base of the ribs. So this one, I'll show a couple of different ways. So it's where your rib cage is. So you're going to find your rib cage, and you can either take the heel of your hands and you can press up and in to the base of your rib cage, or you can just give yourself a squeeze. But it's our rib cage that we're holding on to here. So we're just kind of holding, and I usually, excuse me, like to put my hands here and just kind of press up into the rib cage, or you can just give yourself a squeeze. And as we're doing that one, right, you can either do a little rubbing if you want, but we're holding both of those points underneath your rib cage. May you be at home within yourself and trust your inner vision. May you be at home within yourself and trust your inner vision. Right? Goodness, if we think about that, right? Being home within ourselves and trusting our inner vision. Really connecting into what it is that we want in this world, how we want to feel and how we want to be. And there's so much externally coming at us, right? If we could hold this point, there's a lot of things going on. There's multiple pressure points that we're holding here, actually. Right? You're inviting yourself to be at home within yourself and trust your inner vision. Another breath in and out. Beautiful. All right, now we're moving on to the next point. And this one, you can stay seated. I'm going to try and show you with the wall, hopefully. But this is called the top of the shin. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand, put it at the end of your knee. So your hand is going to come to the end of your knee, your heel of your hand, and then you're just going to drop down. Your hands are just going to drop down. And your thumb is going to be on the inside, and you're going to use your pinky or your ring finger on the outside. So you're kind of squeezing on both sides of your shin, right? So your thumb is grabbing, you're just kind of gently grabbing the inside and the outside. So we're kind of, but the hand was at the top of the knee and drops down. And you're holding that on both sides. And just, again, gently. Sometimes the point that our thumb is on can be tender for women, especially around our cycle time. So if it's tender, remember when I went through training, everybody's like, ooh, oh, feeling different points when we get into those pressure points. But here you are, you're holding both knees inside, outside, right on the top of your shin. And as we do so, may you feel stable and supported as you move forward. May you feel stable and supported as you move forward. Again, remembering to breathe, nice in and out. May you feel stable and supported as you move forward, because we just connected into our inner vision and who we are at the center of our being. We've let go of what we no longer needed. And now we're stepping forward, stable and supported. Taking that breath in and out. Beautiful work. One more breath, and then your hands are going to stay kind of in that area. We're going to go back to that point behind the knees. So this is that knee, the knee crease. So behind the knees and the knee pit, so to say, we're going to hold that point again. So kind of pressing up and in into the center of your knee crease, behind the knees. So again, holding that point behind the knees. May all of your endeavors flow with ease and grace. May your endeavors flow with ease and grace. Remembering to breathe. Holding this pressure point. Again, this is the back drain. It allows the lower back to feel ease. May your endeavors flow with ease and grace. All right, and then the next one that we're going to move to is your toes. So you can do this one of two ways. If you have shoes on and you can't take your shoes off, you're just going to gently place one foot on all of your toes on the other foot. Otherwise, if you can, take off your shoes and you're just going to grab, your toes. You're going to grab all of your toes and you're just going to kind of bend them back and forth, kind of like what we did with our fingers. We're giving each one a little squeeze and then walking up the other side of it. That's what we're going to do with our toes, if you can. But if you're in a place where you can't really take off your shoes, just kind of placing gentle pressure on all of your toes. So we'll do one side and then the other. So I have my shoe off and I'm just giving my tootsies a little squeeze and then kind of walking up and then squeezing at the tip of the nail bed, because again, our meridians begin and end on our extremities. And with our toes here is, may you always know where you stand. Right? May you always know where you stand. And you can switch feet if you haven't already done so. Go to the other one. Again, either just gently pressing on your toes with the other foot or taking your shoe off and kind of flexing them back and forth and then giving each toe that little squeeze and a little walk down and a squeeze at the tip of the nail bed. May you always know where you stand. Okay, what a beautiful thing, right? We're moving forward. We know where we stand. We're connecting into our vision. All right, letting go. And then we're going to repeat again the neck stretch and brow sweep. So this is where our fingertips are coming to the top of our shoulders. Look at you guys already moving to that spot. Yes, I love it. Emily's leading the way. All right, so fingers at the top of your shoulders, resting your head back in your hands. Take a breath in, and on that exhale, moving the fingertips up the back of the neck, fingertips all through your scalp, getting that hair good and messy, hands through your hair, and then just sweeping the brows. Right. And as we do this one, we're acknowledging and honoring your highest intentions. Let's do that one more time. We're acknowledging and honoring your highest intentions. So again, just taking that breath in and out, fingertips up the back of the neck, fingers around your scalp, out through your hair, and then just swiping. Acknowledge and honor your highest intentions. All right, we got two more. This next one is the tip of the tailbone and the top of your head. So we're just going to gently place one hand at the top of our head, kind of at the crown of our head, and then the other one, if you can, at the base of your tailbone. So you'll reach behind at the base of your tailbone. If that's too hard, again, if you have the stress balls, you could put like a squishy stress ball and just kind of sit on that and have that be on your tailbone, because that might be uncomfortable for your arms to go. But we're going to have one on the top of our head and the other one, our 2 points that we're holding, tip of the tailbone, top of the head. All this beautiful energy that we just moved in the body, we are balancing now. We are balancing this beautiful energy. And here with this one, you're going to feel the ground beneath you and the sky above you. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. Taking that breath in and out. Feeling the ground beneath you, the sky above. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. And we're grounding this, we're balancing this energy within our body here. And just notice what you're feeling in this moment. And then gently releasing. And then we're going to finish with another curved leg stretch. So just like we began in the beginning, so whether you're sitting, if you want to sit, just lean forward, point your toes up, extend your legs, point your toes up, and you're going to reach down to touch your toes. Or you can stand, and we're just going to bend forward to touch our toes. And again, we're just taking in a breath or two. We're just inviting ourselves to go in peace, and then slowly extending up. Or you just say, right? We see ourselves, we see you. Namaste, go in peace, we tell ourselves. All right, take a breath in and out, and I invite you just to do another check-in with yourself. And I know we did a lot of learning with this, so we're thinking and moving, but just checking in with your body here. And what do you notice within your body, your mind, and your emotions? How are you feeling in this moment? And you can either pop it in the chat, or you can come off mute and share whatever feels good. Lowered stress. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. Sometimes it's like, oh, I've noticed I have a body beneath my head, more centered, calm, very relaxed. Beautiful. And so these pressure points, right? So this protocol, love and more connection to everything. Oh, I love that. So this protocol, keep sharing, keep bringing them, is you can do all 16 points. But if you have one that you want to do that feels like a favorite, go ahead and do it. You know, if you're in a meeting and you're feeling a little bit of tension, right? Like you can hold these 2 points right here. Nobody's going to know a thing. You're reducing the anxiety, you're opening up your lungs, you're calming your heart rate. You can just hold one, you can hold both. Right? We have these magic buttons on our body. When you're feeling tension, maybe a headache coming on, we can hold those pressure points at the top of our shoulders, those excess baggage points, just with a couple breaths, kind of connecting into who you are. So I'm so honored that I got to share this process with you. Again, 1 point is a beautiful thing that you can hold. You can hold all of them. Yeah, Katie just popped in the chat, the acupressure for stress release. So that's a 16 points with the little positive mantras, the phrases in there. We'll also put in the slide deck. And so the slide deck that I have, it goes through the points. So it kind of visually shows you the point that we're holding, along with the physical, mental, emotional, some of the things that we're tapping into as well. So take that breath in and out. I'm so glad that you were here with me. Thank you for letting me share. And yeah, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer. Reach out to me. And I would recommend kind of listening again to this. Now that you know the points, now you can enjoy it a little bit deeper the next time that you go through.
Emily, thank you so much. That was really wonderful and so comprehensive through our whole bodies. I'm really sitting with that right now. And it's amazing in just a short period of time how we can feel truly renewed. And it's great to see everyone else in the community here enjoying it as well. Just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I do have, I mean, there'll be this video, but I actually, oh gosh, it was a couple of years ago. I was doing Facebook videos where I'd go live and just kind of walk people through this. So I know I have some videos that I could probably put on YouTube and give you a link to it. So yes, I can share that with the group.
And this will also be on the Coach Echo YouTube site too, so our YouTube channel, in addition to being shared with anyone that registered and on the Coach Echo replays. So you can revisit this whenever you need a break, and 5 minutes of it, the full hour, whatever is meaningful. Thank you so much, Emily, for sharing your well-being arts with us. It was wonderful to drop in the midst of a full day and connect. And thank you all for coming and being with us.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. It's so good to see you. And hopefully you're feeling more connected into your power. We got this. Go out and ripple that out to the world. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you, Emily.
Yes, you're welcome.